What's happening, all you ninja out there? I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you with a super late review that might make you why even bother of One Piece Chapter 931 titled Soba Mask, as we see our boy Sanji going up against Page 1 using the device of the Germa Double Six, which I love his rationalization for this, as sometimes there are times where you have to kind of set aside your pride, especially when lives are on the line. So it's just like, a good rationalization for this event, as Sanji activates the costume that Law, having grown up in the North Blue, reading the Sora Warrior of the Sea comics, recognizes of the hated Germa, namely the costume of the member of the Germa Double Six titled Stealth Black, which explains why whenever you saw anything of the Germa Double Six in the comic form, you know the black suited one was never seen or recognized because he was invisible or some shit like that. However, Sanji denounces this name as he hates the Germa as well, and he calls himself Soba Mask when Page 1 asks who he is. All the while, Usopp and Frankie are freaking out because it's just like, oh my god, he transformed! Oh my god, he looks so cool! Oh my god, that name is so lame. Soba Mask, what the hell? Dude, let us rename you. And so Sanji starts going in high speed, high velocity, high impact attacks, and we come to find out that the costume that he has is actually able to project his backgrounds, the full ability of Stealth Black, which Law immediately calls out. From jump, he knows all about the abilities, which immediately make you wonder. It's like, wait, how does the government have enough information to accurately portray a costume that has never actually been shown off? How does that work? But regardless, Sanji's just so taken aback by the irony of the fact that for years he had wanted the abilities of the Clear for mostly to peek on the women's bath, but he had to give it up when it was revealed that Absalom had the power. But with this costume, he essentially has the exact same ability as the Clear fruit, which I think is absolutely fantastic. But Page 1 ends up deciding to switch into his hybrid form because that gives him a tough amount of strength. The Zoan hybrid forms are always the toughest forms out there. And so he starts getting into it with Sanji yet again, but the suit actually reduces a lot of the damage that Sanji might be feeling. So Page 1 ends up thinking he's taken out Sanji, only for Sanji to go up as high as possible and just come down hard. And I love Sanji's implications that he's going to have Frankie and Usopp work on the suit to kind of de-germify it. Maybe incorporate the technology into other things. But I absolutely love this suit. He looks like a nice little mix between Kakashi from, Naruto and, actually, Kakashi and his brother Ichiji, honestly enough, because he comes with sunglasses, which are really cool. I hope they don't change it too much because I just love this design right here. It's really awesome. And with that, Law, Frankie, and Usopp end up fleeing because, with all the commotion going on between Sanji and Page 1, they can't very well stay in the capital city. Meanwhile, elsewhere, while the Shogun's party is going down, you see Robin, searching for anything that she could possibly find in order to, you know, get some information about Onigashima and just relay it back to the Allied forces, only for her to be ambushed by Orochimaru's Oniwaban group, which is a nice callback to back during the days when Oda worked with the creator of Rurouni Kenshin, and the Oniwaban group was a big set of players in that universe. So it's nice little callbacks, not to mention all the various interesting designs for these characters, especially the guy riding on a friggin' catfish. Like, what even the hell? And there's the one lady with the shamisen, or just not even a shamisen, I think it's just a guitar in general. And they're just like, and then the leader comes in, Fukukuju, and he's just like, I would gladly like to hear your excuse for why you're snooping around. So Robin ends up in a bit of a sticky situation. And speaking of which, as Chopper, is making his way with Kiku, Tama, and Momosuke, they end up coming upon a beached whale, only for them to realize it's not a beached whale, it is in fact Big Mom. And as, Momosuke and Chopper start freaking out, like, oh my god, Big Mom! Jesus friggin' Christ, I just escaped this bitch! She wakes up, only for it to be revealed that she has amnesia of all things. Which is just like, See, here's my 2 cents on this issue, and I know there's so much controversy going on about this, is the fact that I don't care for amnesia stories. I never have. But that's mostly when it comes to a main character, because time and time again it just feels like they regress as a whole, and I never care for regression on the part of the main character. But I feel that this might actually lead to some really interesting situations, which is what other people have said, because it's a nice little way of Oda getting away from getting into the stickier details of the relationship between Kaido and Big Mom, and for the possibility that she might learn about her past as well. As, time and time again, Big Mom has a very precedented history of amnesia, just conveniently forgetting certain situations in her life. Honestly, this might be a result of brain damage as a whole, the fact that she just keeps having no recollection of things she's done in the past, from eating Mother Carmel and the kids to beating up the one giant in, Elbath that got her completely banned from Elbath, and she doesn't have any recollection of this. So it's not unforeseen that something like this could happen. It's just Oda trying to cover his tracks and only reveal what he wants to be revealed when he wants it revealed, and possibly developing Big Mom's character further as a whole. It's just really messed up that, in a lot of situations, a lot of the other Yonko are just taken a lot more serious than this, and I could never see this kind of plot with any other Yonko but Big Mom, and she's really just played for laughs a lot here, ever since Whole Cake Island, despite the fact that in Fishman Island she seemed, deathly menacing and ominous and all this good stuff, but I mean, for the most part she still is, but she has a lot more comedic moments, especially, in recent years, when completely throw a lot of people off. But, that's my 2 cents on this, controversial topic. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Where do you think this storyline is going to go? How do you think it's going to develop? Well, if anyone could make this storyline work, it's Oda, but again, I've never much been a big fan of amnesia storylines. It just feels like backtracking. The only time I ever care for amnesia storylines, if it's, played into from the very beginning of meeting a character or the series as a whole. Just help us, find things out as, the character finds things out. That's fun, but when we already know things and then the character just returns to zero not knowing anything else, it's just like it's a very rocky situation. But again, tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you liked this video, leave me a like, and if you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I'm doing wrong in the comment section below. But until then, feel free to subscribe, because I'll try to bring you more One Piece chapter reviews ASAP, and hopefully before the next chapter gets released. Oh boy. Bye bye.